Hi, everyone. Thank you so much and welcome back. I hope wherever you are this morning, you are working your life resiliency plan, and I'm here to help you in that area. And today I want to talk about a topic that I hope you will find refreshing and uplifting. Want to talk about the three reasons that relationships, things, or the opportunity was not given to you. This really is a topic that is ripe for a little reminder and a little discussion because you can spend so much time in this place of rumination, sadness, regret when you feel an opportunity or relationship has been lost. But I want to travel a little bit to the underbelly of why this can occur and give you some ammo to cut through those circumstances in a powerful way. If you've read my books, listened to the YouTube channel, heard my lectures, you'll hear me say quite often, and I believe this with all my heart, that man's rejection or woman's rejection is God's protection, period. And I put a period behind that because the framework in and of itself is powerful in terms of moving through that hurt or disappointment. Now, the research tells us that people, in terms of taking a balanced walk in life, a lifted walk, people who have a framework to make sense of things can plug it in and they live longer, they're happier, they're more productive in all aspects. And one of the ways that I make sense of those opportunities that are lost, those relationships, is just what I told you. Man's rejections, woman's rejection is God's protection. Let me go into the three reasons. The three reasons that opportunities, relationships can be lost. Number one is it was taken on an early bird special. Was taken on an early bird special. I cannot tell you, and I'm going to touch on work issues as well as relationship issues here. I cannot tell you how many men and women I've sat with over the years who have just lamented the loss of a relationship, and early on. Sheila, if I would have said this differently, if I would have done this differently, perhaps we would have moved forward and it would have been okay. And I immediately come back with perhaps not. Have you ever thought about that the relationship was taken early because had you invested one more year, 2 more years, how much more painful and devastating would it have been? So oftentimes, that relationship will vanish or dissolve early, and is as painful as it is, it's really a cushion. It's really to cushion the blow of what eventually would happen in the future. I've said it many, many times. There's nothing good together ever breaks apart. You just as soon have it dissolve early, because the further you go, the more time is invested, the more emotion is invested. So again, the pain that you would feel, as hard as it is, as devastating as it is nothing compared to the devastation if you would have taken a further walk. So I invite you, adopt my framework. If it dissolves early, I simply say thank you. Thank you for the protection and thank you for the early bird special. Again, having a framework that makes sense to you and that you can plug in those moments is very powerful to propel you through your life, because there will be these upsets that come. Secondly, the opportunity the opportunity was not tied to your destiny in a productive and positive way. I'll say again, the opportunity was not tied to your destiny in a productive or a positive way. Or the opportunity would have caused destruction on your destiny's path. And I talk to a lot of people who say, I'm living a certain life. I have these values. I pray. I believe in God. Then you can't do those things and then fall apart when you don't get an opportunity, because the underbelly is understanding that there is something in the backdrop that you may not know. Had a gentleman, he was all set. new job offer, was literally going to be making over $60,000 more a year, game changer for his family, ready to relocate cross country. 2 weeks before they signed the final document, the company pulled the plug. They had flew out there, looked at houses, were really getting everything into place, utterly devastated. Kids were upset. His wife was upset, and understandably so. Understandably so. 6 months later, the company folded. How could he have ever known, in all that hurt and disappointment that he did get over, how could he have ever known that he was being spared a certain calamity had he moved out there, taken everything, uprooted his family, new home, new mortgage, kids in a new school, and then that company folded? As painful as it was, and I have compassion and sympathy for all, it was a blessing. It was a blessing in disguise. So understand that there are things that are simply not tied to your destiny in a productive or positive way. And those opportunities are simply not going to go through. Again, adopt the framework. Thank you for that protection. Move on. And thirdly, the third framework I want you to think about is there's more work to be done in the factory. Oftentimes, a relationship or opportunity or a thing will not be given because there's more work to be done in the factory. What do I mean by factory? A couple different meanings. There's the factory of you. There's the factory of you. Timing is everything. There's certain opportunities for whatever reason. When we're talking about divine alignment, that has to do with time. Timing is a lot. Timing is significant. There are oftentimes things don't line up. The opportunity or relationship may not be ready for you. You may not be ready for it. So sometimes you'll have that vision of two ships crossing in the night. It's not two ships crossing in the night. It's two ships that are crossing. Locomotion, ships, trains, they have movement backward, forward. That if that is for you, it's going to come to fruition and it will manifest at a later time. I love the quote by George Herbert. It's a beautiful quote. He says that the mills of the gods grind slowly, but exceedingly fine. Again, the mills of the gods grind slowly, but exceedingly fine. If you are living a life, if you are working diligently, righteously, doing what you need to do in preparation, I will guarantee you that when the time is right and that alignment comes together, the right relationships will manifest, the right opportunities will manifest. Again, oftentimes there's more work going on in the factory behind the curtains. So keeping that in mind can also cushion those blows when they come. I want to say a couple things about material things that vanish or that are not given. Everything that is in the material world, not talking about relationships here, material things, whether it's a Mercedes Benz, whether it's a beautiful house, whether it's a new sweater, those things are substantial and meaningful for you and to you, not because of what they are standing alone. They're material things. It's because of the meaning that you assign, the memories that are associated. And I will say this, all material things eventually will pass away. It is the intangibles that you hear me talk about so often that we take with us, into eternity. And yes, enjoy your creature comforts. I love my creature comforts. Yes, enjoy your relationships. Yes, enjoy the amazing opportunities, but also everything must be kept into perspective when we are moving forward on a balanced and positive walk. I thank you so much for spending some time with me, and I'll connect with you soon.